Hey Wim, this is Florian, Online Tennis Instruction. I want to quickly show you your backhand here at the beginning before we started working on it. You had a problem with the grip. The grip was on 2.5, so way too open, and really there was no consistency whatsoever with this backhand. Okay, so let's take a look at your backhand after our two 1.5 hour practice sessions. Remember, we changed the grip from 2.5 with the index knuckle to 1.5. Now, automatically now the grip is going, the racket face, excuse me, is going to be closed more, so you will have to adjust your wrist position. On your old grip with 2.5, the racket face was too open, so you had to collapse your wrist to have a chance to get the ball in. So you are used to hitting with a collapsed wrist, and now you need to focus on getting the index knuckles up into a more stable position, and otherwise the balls will go in the net. So let's take a look right here. Actually, here I'm reminding you of this index knuckle up position to focus on. Let's take a look right here. Nice unit turn, and there you really had the index knuckles up, the ball is going up, and that's a very nice looking backhand now. You really have good fundamentals now on this shot. Of course, not every ball goes in, but this is a great looking backhand right here. Let's take a look at some super slow motion here so that I can point out a few things for you to remember. Alright, so you start with the unit turn. I like that. That all looks good. I also like that you have the index finger of the left hand on the strings. Remember, you should really try to control the racket in this phase with the left hand. The right hand is very loose on the grip. Okay, so nice unit turn here. Okay, you also set your feet up quite well, and now you have your arm straight here in the slot position. That's very important. You used to have it slightly bent here, so from here on you really want to have it in a straight, stable position, and then you lift from the shoulder as you swing. Okay, so that looks good. Also, your wrist is not really collapsed here. Before you would have the wrist collapsed and then the strings will be pointing more to the ground. Now they're pointing more here. So that's good. It's all very good. Now you swing inside out. Okay, so that looks good. Wasn't a perfectly clean hit here, but overall very good. There's also some down and up movement with the body. Okay, so the body is now down. You're uncoiling a little bit. The front leg is straightening out a little bit. And I really like the high finish position here. Also, really like the fact that the strings are now pointing this way. On your old backhand, the strings will be pointing this way and down at this stage. You really want to have a relatively stable wrist position. You don't want to move your hands too much. Of course, the pro players will start doing that, but that's a very advanced way to hit that shot. You really want to have a stable hitting arm structure from the slot position, hitting arm straight. The wrist is relatively locked. The index knuckles are pointing up, and this structure remains the same now as you swing forward and upward from the shoulder. And the muscles that are really driving this are also the muscles here on the side, on the right side of your back. And yeah, that's really quite good. I like how the arm is, the leg is straightening out here, and you're doing a really good job. So keep that in mind. One other thing we noticed is that you have a tendency to go away from the shot. So I always ask you to hold the finish position for 1 second before you go back to the middle, and the quality of your shots improved a lot when we did that. Okay, so much for this analysis. Feel free to email me with further questions. Bye.